Into severe eczema. Why hide your skin if you can help heal your skin from within? Dupixent helps keep you one step ahead of eczema with clearer skin and less itch.
Hide my skin? Not me.
Don't use if you're allergic to Dupixent. Serious allergic reactions can occur, including anaphylaxis, which is severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, or a parasitic infection. If you take asthma medicines, don't change or stop them without talking to your doctor. Ask your doctor about Dupixent.
I actually play a doll.
The whole show?
Katy Perry spills secrets from her Sin City residency to ET. Plus, we're with the Pearsons, counting down to the final season of This Is Us.
Honestly, I'm so blown away.
Then our exclusive on-set with the stars of the new Scream.
This one is heart-wrenching.
Kevin, I made a new friend today. Rachel's my friend.
No, she's not. She didn't.
Yes, she is.
She's actor. She's
happening now.
A couple of weeks ago, the woman convicted in the fatal hit and run of a well-known San Antonio surgeon stood before our cameras and apologized to his family. Well, today that family stood face to face in front of that woman and said that apology was not enough. The other strong words they had to say coming up.
More fog to contend with this week and promising rain chances. I'll be back in a bit to talk about it.
More than 2 million pounds of cooked ham and pepperoni products are recalled. Coming up, we'll explain why. Plus, if you bought a new kitchen range last summer, it could be recalled too. The News at 5 starts right now.
The family of a well-known San Antonio surgeon and cyclist looked the woman convicted in his death eye to eye this morning. And just as importantly, they were able to tell her the pain they've suffered.
A judge then sentenced Melissa Peoples to 15 years in prison. Dr. Najee K. Ruse was killed when Melissa Peoples struck him with her BMW while he was riding his bicycle. Japhanie Gray at the sentencing and has the family's strong and emotional response to Peoples' apology.
2 weeks ago, Melissa Peoples stood before our cameras with one message to the family of Dr. Najee K. Ruse.
How terribly sorry I am for all of this.
I did not feel that apology was sincere at all.
Peoples was driving drunk when she struck and killed K. Ruse while he was riding his bike back in 2019.
We have suffered for 1,044 days and will suffer forevermore.
Today, Peoples was found guilty on both counts of intoxication manslaughter and failure to stop and render aid. Face to face with Peoples, the K. Ruse family did not hold back.
No situation forces a person to get behind a wheel drunk. You chose to gamble with your life and more selfishly with others.
You left the scene and tortured us for 3 years.
During victim impact statements, the family spoke about how great of a man K. Ruse was.
He saved lives. You took a life.
Like grasping a rose with thorns. That memory of my dad is beautiful, but it comes with pain.
They also spoke on the severity of drunk driving.
For God's sake, she was a repeat offender. When does this carnage stop?
Most of all, they expressed how a 15-year sentence with the possibility of parole is not justice to them.
Your consequence is but a raindrop compared to the flood we are drowning in.
Melissa Peoples will now serve 15 years in the Texas Department of Corrections, but with credited time served and good behavior, she'll be up for parole in the next few years. Now, to look back on the full victim impact statements from the family of Najee K. Ruse, you can visit the story on our website at KSAT.com. At the Kadena Reeves Justice Center, Japhanie Gray, KSAT 12 News.
A man recovering today after San Antonio police say that he was shot just moments after putting up his Christmas lights on the south side. Police still searching for the suspects. That shooting happened just before 3 a.m. at the home on Monticello Court near East South Cross and South Presa Street. Police say that the homeowner was putting up his ladder when he heard someone breaking into his truck. He was shot in the leg by the alleged suspects. Police say 3 suspects took off in a red car, and they're looking at nearby surveillance videos for clues.
The fire crew is still trying to figure out the cause of a fire they describe as suspicious at an East Side restaurant. Firefighters called out about 4:15 this morning to a Mexican restaurant on East Houston Street near the AT&T Center. When fire crews arrived, they found flames coming from the back of the restaurant and what they call a strong smell of accelerant. Nobody inside at the time of the fire. Crews were able to knock that fire out, but arson is investigating.
A man behind bars accused of sending explicit messages to an underage girl. 51-year-old Theodore Gussar charged with online solicitation of a minor. San Antonio police say that Gussar allegedly thought he was a minor, but according to the arrest records, it was actually an undercover officer. After a month of back and forth messages, police were able to search his cell phone and collect some evidence leading to the arrest. His bond is set at $40,000.
The very latest now on the deadliest tornado outbreak in more than a decade. At least 88 people are dead across 5 states, 44 reported tornadoes hitting America's heartland.
President Biden planning to visit some of the hardest hit communities tomorrow, including Mayfield, Kentucky. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
Stories of survival amid the devastation in this small town of Mayfield.
It was almost like you were in a war where grenades went off.
Charles Cook's home was wiped away. He, his pregnant wife, and 4 children, all under the age of 10, were picked up by tornado force winds and thrown into a field more than 100 yards away.
I remember the lightning, the power flickering, and then it went off. And next thing you know, I felt suction, slipped, hit the ceiling. And I woke up in the woods looking up at the dark sky while it was raining.
Charlotte Payne was working the night shift at the candle factory in town when it collapsed.
Just fear and death. That's what I was afraid. I was afraid I was listening to people die.
And the number of lives lost just keeps going up.
We expect that this death toll will continue to grow.
47-year-old Robert Daniel, 21-year-old Devin Burton, and 36-year-old Joe Ward died at that factory. Across the state, dozens more are gone, including 2-month-old Oakland Coon. Town after town now left picking up the pieces left behind by this catastrophic storm.
Every day has kind of been a learning curve for it because, like I said, it's not something you can't really train for something like this. There's really nothing that you can do to prepare yourself for something, an event this size.
The governor of Kentucky says it will take years to clean up this mess and rebuild here. This town forever changed. Rena Roy, ABC News, Mayfield, Kentucky.
In the wake of these deadly tornadoes that destroyed parts of several states, KSAT community hosting a phone bank tomorrow. We want to raise money for recovery efforts, and every dollar will go to the Red Cross on scene. Again, the phone bank happening tomorrow from noon until 7 p.m. We're going to announce the phone number tomorrow. And meanwhile, new developments in the case of the parents who are facing charges in connection with the Michigan school shooting. Their son, Ethan Crumley, the accused shooter, in court yesterday. Today, it was his parents' turn. Jennifer and James Crumley are each charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter in the shooting. Prosecutors say they gifted their son the gun that he used to kill 4 classmates. The hearing adjourned so prosecutors and defense attorneys could go through more evidence. A preliminary exam is set for February 8th, 2022. During the shooter's court appearance, his hearing was delayed until January.
Now to the major headlines in the fight against COVID-19. Pfizer showing some promising new data on its new COVID treatment pill. This as America has more than 50 million confirmed cases of COVID. According to Pfizer, this pill treatment is a series of 30 pills. It's taken over 5 days, and studies show that when taken within 3 days of diagnosis, it can reduce the risk of hospitalization or death by 89% and 88% among high-risk unvaccinated patients when taken within 5 days.
It is a game changer. But at the same time, I want to emphasize that no one should use the existence of the pill as an excuse to avoid vaccination.
As for those highly anticipated COVID pills, the U.S. has already purchased 10 million treatments. Up next, Pfizer's CEO says the pill could receive emergency use authorization before the end of the year. But then the FDA and the CDC still need to review the data.
Fairly gray for most of the day today, also a little damp, but now we've broken out into sunshine, at least salvaged a few hours of sunshine on this Tuesday afternoon. We started off at 60 degrees. That's well above the average low of 42. And now we're in the mid 70s, even 77 Lakey, 75 right now. As you go into Schertz, Floresville 77, where we've had a little more sunshine. It's a little bit warmer and even in the lower 80s farther south of San Antonio. As we go through the evening, temperatures falling off through the 60s very gradually, not not a big temperature drop, more fog, more drizzle, more dampness tomorrow morning, but real rain chances on the way. I'm going to dive into those details in just a bit.
It's being called one of the largest road projects in San Antonio history.
The plans to expand I-35 on the northeast side are just about to start. Our Samuel King joins us now. So this is going to start next year?
That's right, Steve and Ursula. It's the stretch of I-35 from Loop 410 north to FM 3009. Local officials received an update on the project this week. TxDOT plans to create express lanes and build them over the current highway. That's because there's not much room to expand on the ground. Once construction gets underway on this section of the roadway, it should be complete in 2027. Work is also planned from Loop 410 south to Walters in San Antonio and from FM 3009 up to FM 1103 in Comal County. Now, as for traffic this evening in that area, one of those elevated lanes would come in handy because we are seeing some delays. This is the view from 1604 and 35. Taking a look at travel time in this area, 55 minutes now from New Braunfels to Loop 410 in San Antonio. So definitely seeing that congestion today. I have one more crash to tell you about before we toss it over. This is I-10 at Woodlawn. You can see emergency crews, at least a couple of lanes blocked there. So keep that in mind approaching downtown.
I'm Myra Arthur here in the newsroom with what we're working on for 6 o'clock. A story about a dream that is now on hold after an accident altered plans.
We pretty much put all our efforts, time, money, everything. We put every piece of our hearts in this place.
Today, we're talking to the owners of a panaderia that's become popular through social media. They gained a big following and they plan to open their first brick and mortar bakery. But then a car accident happened. Now they're hurting, not just from the injuries from that crash, but what this change of plans now means for their future. Plus,
healthcare hiring expected to spike over the next 10 years. I'm Courtney Friedman. Coming up tonight, I'll explain why.
After this pandemic, we know how important those jobs are and getting them filled. Those stories and more coming up at 6 o'clock. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Myra. A holiday tradition helping those deployed feel some Christmas joy. How you can help Soldiers Angels stuff their stockings.
But first, a look at some items you might have to throw away. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz on the latest recalls you might have in your fridge right now.
This SA Salute holiday greeting is brought to you by Pam Hospitals.
Hi, I'm Noelle Richmond, and on behalf of Pam Health, we would like to wish all of our military, first responders, and essential workers a very happy holiday season. Thank you for all you do.
It's a holiday tradition that makes sure that deployed military members are not forgotten, and that's exactly what Soldiers Angels nonprofit is doing. More than 40,000 of these stockings are going to be shipped to service members deployed to combat zones, as well as veteran patients in VA hospitals across the country. Each of them have different items inside, including snacks and a special message from Soldiers Angels. Organizers say it's a great way to give back and show appreciation to our troops.
I love being able to just, put a little care into something that somebody's going to open over the holidays and be reminded that folks are thinking about them and folks are caring about them.
Soldiers Angels is always looking for volunteers to help pack up these boxes for shipping. If you'd like some more information on how to sign up or to give a cash donation to help with shipping costs, head over to KSAT.com.
New at 5, safety recalls. First up, a nationwide recall of various cooked ham and pepperoni products that's now expanded tenfold. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz on the risk and what to look out for.
A big ham and pepperoni recall is even bigger, expanding to 2.3 million pounds of meat. The concern is possible listeria. The recall includes 27 cooked products from spiral sliced ham to pepperoni sticks. They were sold under several brand names, including Alexander and Hornung, 5 Star, Food Club, and Welsher Wood. We have more on our website. Kitchen range recall. GE Appliances is recalling 132,000 freestanding ranges sold last summer. They can tip over when a heavy object is placed on an open oven door and the anti-tip over bracket is not secure. The risk is serious burns if there's hot liquid on the stove. Several brands are included, including GE, Haier, and Hotpoint. Don't return these to the store. Instead, contact GE Appliances for instructions. We have more information on our website. 500,000 portable bed rails are recalled after 2 elderly people died. Drive DeVilbiss Healthcare is recalling 4 models of bed assist handles and rails because people can get trapped and suffocate. They were sold at medical supply stores and online at Amazon and Walmart. And on the naughty list, Santa's mailbox. Target is recalling 174,000 of these after reports of finger cuts on the sharp metal slot. Take it back. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
If you're looking for a little Christmas spirit, here it is. Sun came out. Thank you very much.
Yeah, brief appearance, but it did come out.
Better than nothing, especially in this weather pattern we're going to be locked into all weekend long. Basically just repeat this every day all the way through Friday. Some days we'll have a little more sunshine, some days a little bit less. It was hard to come by today. We have damp mornings all the way through Friday, so that drizzly dampness and reduced visibility with the fog, we get to do it all over again tomorrow, Thursday and Friday. Then a strong cold front hits us Saturday morning. With that, not just this nuisance drizzle, but even some promising rain chances with an overall shift in our weather pattern. So let's first start with the rain. We had a few streaky showers east of San Antonio today. We're talking just west of Hallettsville, Moulton, Shiner, toward Gonzales, Cuero, Yorktown. Accumulations were on the slim side, up to about 1/10 of an inch in a few spots, and that's about it. Most of that within those streaky showers were a few hundredths of an inch. So the low clouds, obviously very stubborn. They've given way to some good afternoon sunshine. Even if it's just a few hours of sun, we'll take it. Also, I do anticipate a pretty nice sunset this evening because of the higher clouds coming in from the southwest, streaming up and over what's left of those low clouds. So we should have a pretty good display there at sunset. And by the way, some of those streaky showers shown here earlier today east of San Antonio. But let's talk about the big picture and what's going to be changing. It's all off to the west. Good moisture right now. Southern California, parts of the western states. Of course, it can become too much of a good thing pretty quickly, but they really need it and they need to fill their reservoirs, and they're doing that right now. This system, with all of its moisture, is going to be passing to the north of us. We're not going to tap into that, but there's another one right on its heels, and part of that's going to spin off and head our way. So our next disturbance will be coming behind that big one that's in the west right now. Not only some upper level energy, but some Pacific moisture and a cold front moving through, all combining to enhance our rain chances. So tomorrow, 10%. Thursday, Friday, the same. We can't rule out a few of those stray little streaky showers here and there. But by Saturday, we're up to 60%. We've got higher confidence, and we're also expecting better coverage of showers and even a few thunderstorms. Quick ½ an inch here and there, not out of the question. Then into Sunday, a little upper level energy helping us out. We've got that at 40%. But then next week, starting off sunny and dry. Well, speaking of sunshine, we've got a little bit out there right now. It's good to see with those high clouds as well, so it should be a good sunset. 75 degrees right now. Dew point is 65, so obviously it's muggy out there. We'll get into the other dew points in a moment, what that means for our commute tomorrow. But temperature-wise, widespread 70s. I mean, Bernie Stage Airfield, an exception at 68. Meanwhile, 80 Stinson, 81 Pleasanton. Farther south of town, we've had a little extra sunshine, so we're in the 80s. Cotulla right now, for example, at 83. Meanwhile, parts of the hill country, upper 60s, including Rock Springs. So highs right near 80 degrees tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. So record challenging warmth, particularly Thursday. The record high is 81. We're going to be close to it. We're predicting 80 degrees. Then that cold front hits, and by Saturday afternoon, we're looking at temperatures in the 50s, and even on Sunday, high temperatures in the lower 50s. So a big temperature drop, but it's going to be brief again and just for the weekend. So dew points well into the 60s. It's a little sticky out there, even 70 degrees closer to the coastline. It's going to stay muggy up until the weekend. And that's going to lead to the morning fog and drizzle. Another round of it tomorrow, reduced visibility, drizzle and dampness, but nothing really good to show for it. 60s in the morning, near 80 by the afternoon tomorrow. And south of town, if you get a little extra sun, you'll be in the lower 80s. Very windy, by the way, on Saturday as that cold front moves in, with the better rain chances just Saturday and even into Sunday.
Thank you, Adam.
All right, is there reason to be concerned about the Cowboys quarterback?
Well, according to a poll we took on Instant Replay, 58% of our viewers are very concerned about his performance. And now it's been confirmed he is in an official slump, so says the Cowboys owner, Jerry Jones. When we come back, more about that, and La'el Collins has Dak's back going forward. Coming up.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones agrees that a star quarterback Dak Prescott is in a slump. Jones making those comments during his weekly radio show in Dallas today, and the facts supported. First, Dak is coming off his worst game of the season, where he completed just over 56% of his passes for just 211 yards, only one touchdown, while giving up 2 interceptions, the biggest coming in the fourth quarter to Cole Holcomb that got Washington within one score, possibly beating the Cowboys. Since his calf injury, Prescott has only completed just over 63% of his passes for 261 yards per game for 8 touchdowns, but 6 interceptions. Before, he completed 73% of his passes for 302 yards per game, 16 touchdowns, and only 4 interceptions. When asked if his quarterback is in a slump, this was Jerry's response.
That's probably fair, but it's such a multifaceted evaluation. But I would say that our offense is definitely away from where we were playing 5 and 6 games ago from the standpoint of production. What the opposing defenses have to do with it needs to be considered.
All right, Dallas Cowboys offensive lineman La'el Collins was ejected from the win in Washington when William Bradley King pushed Prescott out of bounds with a little extra mustard. Collins came to his quarterback's defense, throwing a punch, and got himself thrown out of the game. You may remember last year, the Cowboys were criticized for not standing up for backup quarterback Andy Dalton when John Bostic delivered a cheap shot.
It wasn't really a late hit for me. It was more so like I felt like he was rolling towards Dak's legs and stuff like that. So I just felt like it was just, uncalled for. And, I'm just here to protect my quarterback and, at all costs. And that's the bottom line.
The Houston Texans will have a chance to win just their 3rd game of the season this Sunday when they face the Jacksonville Jaguars, a team that has the same terrible 2-11 record. The Texans are coming off a 33-13 loss to the Seahawks, where rookie quarterback Davis Mills got off to a hot start, completing his first 14 passes for 331 yards overall and 1 touchdown. But after that, just 19 of 35 and finishes 0-7 as a starter. So what did his teammates think of Mills' performance?
I think he played well. I mean, obviously as a team we didn't play well enough to win the game. But I think Davis, I think he played a good game.
I think there's some things that we need to clean up, areas where we can be better. But he's definitely showing development.
All right, he'll have his shot at his first win as a starter this Sunday.
A very good shot.
Yes.
You better take it.
Do it now.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
All right, taking a look at the forecast here. We're looking at mornings in the 60s, afternoons near 80. That's record-challenging warmth, particularly on Thursday. The record high, 81. We're predicting 80 degrees. Morning fog and drizzle every day through Friday. Becoming gusty this weekend on Saturday. Windy out there and rainy. We're expecting some batches of showers and a few thunderstorms, but cooler and fall-like for this upcoming weekend.
And we're watching this crash here, I-10 eastbound at Woodlawn. Hopefully that gets cleared up soon.
Thank you, Sam and Adam, and thank you for watching the news at 5.
World News up next. See you back here at 6.